You can go.
Okay. Hi, my name is Annette Sykes, and I am on the Lynn Public Arts Commission, and I am with
Isaac Davila.
and he is from the Lynn Shutter Society, and we are going to talk about some of the ways that you as members from the Lynn Shutter Society can finish your work for the upcoming exhibit in September at the Lynn City Hall new gallery. We're awfully excited about having your work, your photographs, be the inaugural exhibit for this gallery. And we're here to talk about some of the things you need to do in order to take your work from online into real life, the offline gallery system. Isaac has brought some of his artwork, some of his real life prints, and this one is printed on canvas. It's a photograph, and where did you get this done, Isaac?
I did that online.
Okay, so he has an online source. You can also get things like this printed at like Walgreens, and they do a pretty good job. Do you remember the name of the online website?
You can get them done, I believe, in Bay Photo.
So it would be bayphoto.com?
Yeah, bayphoto.com.
Okay.
It's one of them.
Okay, and you might want to check around to see prices.
Yeah,
see
I
what's
can also
best.
post the places.
Okay, you'll post the
Yeah.
addresses
Yep.
on Lynn Shutter Society. When they come like this without a wire, we're going to need to wire it, so we can hang it and install it right away. Otherwise your work can't be hung and it won't be in the show. So I want to talk about how to wire it. You'll see that there's a screw eye right here, and this is the top of the piece, bottom of the piece. The wire needs to go across here, and you could use a tape measure. I'm going to eyeball it. It needs to be roughly a third of the way down and on the inside. So I'm going to roughly line it up and put it on the inside. Don't put it on this side. Don't put it like this, because what ends up happening is your piece will tip forward from the wall. And while I'm doing this, maybe my friend Tia Cole, who's also on the Lynn Public Arts Commission, can talk about a few things, like when the dates are for drop off and where you can drop your work off.
First drop off is going to be at Lynn City Hall with Carolyn Cole on July 24th between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. On July 27th, we'll have a second drop off at the galleries at Lynn Arts. That will be with Annette here at Gala, and that's July 27th between 11 and 3. We're at 25 Exchange Street, the Lynn Arts building, the big gallery in the front. On August 5th, between 5 and 6, the Lynn Public Art Commission will be meeting, and that will be at City Hall, and you can drop it off to us. That's August 5th, between 5 and 6. And then we'll be installing everything late August, on August 20th and 27th. Also, if you need any printing done, Isaac has reached out to Ted Dillard at the Brickyard Collaborative on 71 Linden Street. On July 7th, between 12 and 3, they're having a Print-a-Palooza where you can go down, learn how to use the printers and print some of your work. They are asking for a $20 donation. They're working on a grant where they can have that $20 donation matched by Mass Dev. So that's July 7th between 12 and 3 p.m. at the Brickyard to print out some stuff.
Okay, so I want to point out a few things. You can get these screw eyes in a couple of different sizes from Home Depot. If you're going to be doing a lot of this type of work, get yourself some wire. This is pretty heavy stuff. It can hang a pretty good sized painting or photograph. But you know, you can get a whole spool online. I'm going to be using this because this is pretty lightweight. And the other thing I wanted to show you is sometimes it gets to be really difficult to screw these eyes in, especially as you get deeper in. I use one of these, another screw eye, to work as a lever to make it easier to turn. And then once it's parallel with the face of the piece, that's where you want it to be. Let's see. And then I'm going to go in. Leave a good tail, a few inches. And then we're going to put it in, I'm going to cut that off, it's splitting. Most of this wire cuts with a simple scissors. Okay, and that tightens it up. You want to do that loop in there. Okay, and I'm going to do a pigtail. See how I'm just curling it around. With experience, more experience than I have, it'll be nice and neat and pretty. First few won't look as pretty. That's okay. It'll just keep the art on the wall. That's what you're looking for. Okay. And then pull it pretty tight. Okay. What I don't want to see is this. Okay? We don't want to see this. We don't even want to see this.
We didn't hang this.
Right.
That's a bad example? Okay.
Yeah, we'll show that in a minute. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, and sometimes, especially on this second one, it's easiest to come from inside up. Okay, and then we'll do that again. And you see how tight I'm making it? That's good. Not too tight, not too loose. Okay. Curl it around. Nice little pigtail. And that's it. You can get into the next level, which is putting a piece of tape on the end here so that it doesn't scratch your walls, but I'm not going to mark you down for that. Okay, so that is ready to hang. And you're going to want to put your label on the back here or attach it to the wire. That's ready to hang. Okay? There are other types of frames, but before I go on and talk about that, I think this is a really great image to talk about different types of printing and issues in printing that we run into. This is so clear, and you know, all of the edges and the lights and everything is really refined. And I think I want to ask Isaac a little bit about like the size image you can get with different, what is it called, DPI?
Yeah, it's mostly the resolution.
Resolution, yes. And how big of an image can you make? I don't know a lot about, you know, taking a picture with your phone or with a camera. Can you talk a little bit about that, Isaac?
Well, mostly even all cell phones now, they give you a pretty decent resolution in terms for printing. But what you need, I can't really say, because you know, I would actually more goes to Ted. He will explain more details on how when it comes to printing. But again, mostly all cell phones, they give you a really good size resolution. So you're able to print something like this size from a simple cell phone picture.
So for
But you have to
example,
know, that there's some metadata that you have to look into and to verify that.
Okay, so I guess one thing that I would say in making the decision about how big you're gonna print or what size you're gonna print is stick to the standard sizes, right? Because when you're going to purchase your frame, if you're gonna frame it, and if you're gonna bring it, even if you're gonna bring it to like the canvas, you wanna stick to the standard sizes, because if somebody who's purchasing your photo wants to have a frame, it's far cheaper to get an off-the-rack frame, a standard size, than to have to get a custom-built frame. We're talking 8 by 10, 11 by 14, 16 by 20, 18 by 24. Those are pretty much the standard sizes that I work in.
And let me add too that mostly on these online places that print photos, if there is an issue, if you want a certain size and the website detects that the resolution is not adequate for the print, it will tell you.
Okay, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I guess it really starts with when you're taking the picture.
Right.
You need to know what the resolution is before you even take the picture.
Well, yeah, I mean the camera will
Doesn't
give you the camera will, it's pretty standard.
Okay.
It will give you the same resolution in every photo.
That's great.
You know.
Okay. So I guess, can we look at that piece just before we go even further? Here's an example. Oh no, bring it over. That's okay. No? Okay. So we're gonna take a look at a piece that was not accepted because we couldn't hang it without the wire showing. And so this is what happened, and you can see very clearly that it would have taken only a few minutes to change it, but because we're dealing with a lot of pieces, everything has to be done right the first time by the artist, okay? So that's that shows you that issue. Now I wanna share with you how those screw eyes go in here. Let me see which way is the top. Oh, help me out. Which way is the top? This is the top, the skyline. Okay, so this is the top of the piece. And if you have one of these types of frames, you're not going to want to put the screw in here again. And you're not going to be able to go straight in this way. So about a third down is right about there. What you're going to do here is you're going to go in at an angle, okay? And I've used these frames again and again and again. If it doesn't sell at the exhibit, or you're using it just for a showpiece, you may want to change out the image to another piece, and in that case you would have to take the wire off in order to change out the photograph every time that you want to change the image. But you see, it's at a slight angle. It's going in kind of diagonally. And just make sure it grabs. You can kind of feel it grabbing as it's going in with these frames. And these frames are really nice. If you want, you can have the wonderful staff at Michael's cut a mat for them, and they're very generous. Make sure you get a coupon, okay? 70% off at times. If you can wait until there's a coupon at Michael's, that's the best time. Anyways, I wanted to just show you that, how to get that in. And then again, you wire it, the pigtail, the whole 9 yards, same process, okay? And this, I really like the decision that Isaac made to have this extend all the way. It fills the frame. This is like a monumental image, and so it makes sense to go all the way to the frame without the mat, okay? And you really need to think about how you are preparing your images. I want to show another image. So, this is another way of framing your piece for exhibit, and it includes the mat. And I'm going to make a recommendation. Other people may disagree with me, but stick to the white mat, okay? I know that a lot of beginning photographers are like, ooh, there's some orange here. Wouldn't it be pretty to have an orange mat? And that's fine for home use. That's fine for giving a present, a picture to your grandmother, or hanging in your home. But when you're attempting to really elevate your work and you want to show it in a gallery or a place where, you know, they're going to be, I don't know, more professional, a more professional venue, I'm just going to recommend that you stick to the white mat, because what it does is it allows, and not just for black and white, this is for color images as well, and what it does is it allows the photograph to be the star. Okay, so stick to the white mat. The frame can be black, the frame can be wood, like a natural wood or a dark wood. That's fine. I would stay away from like pink frames or you know, green frames. Stay away from all that nonsense. And if you have anything larger than, what is this? This has to be this, okay. Anything larger than about a 20 by 30, I would say, yeah, anything larger than a 20 by 30, you need to get plexiglass instead of real glass, because it gets too heavy and it gets dangerous. So if you're 20 by 30 or less, go for the real glass. There are several different kinds of glass. You get to decide whether you want the museum glass or the regular glass. Get a digital, oh, you have digital images already. So we use a lot of digital images for online promotions. So you'll be sending some of those to the Lynn Public Arts Commission. So we can soft copies are they're sometimes called. So we can promote the show. What am I forgetting, friends? What am I forgetting?
Did you wire both of them? I said I think they look great.
Yeah.
They look great.
Oh, here. We forgot this type. We forgot this type. And you want to grab a traditional one that has teeth.
Teeth?
Remember the sawtooth? I don't know. Who has sawtooth? Okay, let's get the sawtooth. So sometimes, and this is a really great example, this is perfect. This sort of thing you get a lot of times online, and it comes with this, okay? And this is fine for in some galleries, but the Lynn Public Arts Commission is installing a certain kind of hanging system for this gallery. And this we can't use with the hanging system that we're installing. So we are, again, going to use these. And again, you're gonna go about 1/3 of the way down. And we're gonna go right in here, man. Okay. And this time it will be the face. Okay, because there's no other way of doing it. And it'll stick straight out. And that's okay. When it's purchased, or when Isaac takes it to his home or somewhere else, they can take this off and it'll leave just 2 tiny, tiny holes. It does not damage the image, but in order for us to install it, we have to go like that.
I think we should do.
Good. Right about there. Right? So I'm just gonna leave it at this because you understand now how to wire a painting. You understand the wiring process. So I don't need to do the rest of this. You guys know how to screw those in, and it goes the same thing. Okay, so I also want to show you sawtooth. Okay, these are fine if you're hanging this at your house. It is not fine for this gallery, okay? Because our hanging system will not accommodate this type. Needs to be wire, okay? Hung. Wire that size, wire this size. If your piece is over like 40, 50 pounds, for whatever reason, get wire that will accommodate it. You'll see on the spool, maximum picture weight, 36 pounds, right? Stick to it, okay? And you have put so much love and care into your artwork. You go out in the middle of the night, you go out in the morning, you carry your camera with you 24 hours a day. Like, you put so much love and devotion into your painting, or I'm sorry, into your photography, and it deserves a proper frame. Stay away from these. This is the cheap way out. And while it's okay for when you're just beginning and, you know, maybe you're in high school and you have no money whatsoever, this will not fly for this sort of an exhibit. It's like you can't wire it. This won't fit in our installation system at all, and it doesn't do justice to the work that I've seen come out of the Lynn Shutter Society. The work that you do deserves to be respected by a beautiful frame. Okay, so stay away from this stuff. And I mean, I guess that's all I really have to say. It's been a lot of do's and don'ts, but I would love to see your work in real life elevated to the place that the images really deserve, because it's amazing to see what you have. Tia, any other?
No, I think you covered all the different types of frames. That was really important.
Yeah, it's good because, like, again, most of us have no idea of how to basically set up for a gallery. We ran into some issues that actually make sense now. So
That's kind of like the same way, like for me, just hanging stuff. Annette had to teach me the same thing, like a bunch of us. She's kind of teaching a bunch of like people are like, all right, this is my first show that I've ever had to like hang something for. What do we do? And she's like, all right, well, you can't have it like this, and it's really helpful to have the information.
One of those issues, we had a gallery here last year, and it was It was a disaster. We have to come back and things kept falling out of the
Oh,
wall.
no.
You know, so we weren't really
Yeah.
prepared. So that makes a lot of sense now.
Do you want to run through the dates one more
I
time?
do. So on July 24th, you can drop your work off with Carolyn at City Hall from 1 to 4. On July 27th, you can drop your work off here at Gala from 11 to 3, and that's at 25 Exchange Street in Lynn. And on August 5th, you can drop your work off at City Hall with Carolyn or somebody from the Lynn Public Arts Commission from 5 to 6. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing all of your talent with us. This is going to be an amazing exhibit.
Feel free to tag us in the comments with any other questions that weren't answered, and we'll try and get back to you in a timely fashion. I think that's it, right? Thanks,
Yep,
guys.
that's it.
All right.
Thank you.